But this program is being convened under the guise of the UN Sustainable Development Goal Joint Program on modernization of the shock response of social protection in Jamaica.
It is evidence of the collaborative efforts of our partners, United Nations, World Food Program, UNICEF, UNWomen, to develop the UN SDG Joint Program.
Social protection can play an important role in helping people to get back on their feet and to stabilize countries and populations under stress.
Social protection systems are supposed to be safety nets for people. We need to be able to weave ourselves into mechanisms that would help us to be able to respond effectively and adequately.
Usually when you have training, you have a challenge to somewhat link it to your national context. But for this training, we were able to look at it from the Jamaican perspective to see how we are doing where shock response is concerned.
Jamaica's development priorities are governed by the fact that this is a small island developing state. Average people are faced with flooding, they're faced with fires, increasingly with drought, hurricanes, sudden onset emergencies, climate change.
Climate change is real, and the impact on our planet, on our country, is real. As the planet warms, natural disasters will increase in both frequency and severity. We regularly experience our share of human-induced hazards, making the Caribbean the second most disaster-prone region in the world.
Our people, they're vulnerable. They live in rural areas, for argument's sake. And during COVID, we're given some cash incentives, some assistance. It was a challenge for them to get this. We deal with elderly people. Sometimes our hands are tied as to how to assist them. So with increased payment locations, especially in deep rural areas, it will be something that can help us.
Key takeaway is the need for collaboration among the different agencies, and in particular, agency responsible for disaster risk management and the agency responsible for social protection.
One of the key things for me that I learned is this whole parametric insurance for persons affected by disasters. That is one of the key things for me to share with my social workers and my team, that they can better inform these persons who have been affected.
We know when COVID struck in 2020, it was a health emergency that we all needed to break the bonds and the resistance that we had between sectors. We all united as one force. We need to sustain that.
The work begins now, not only as we partner to mobilize or modernize rather social protection systems, but also as Minister implored us to knowledge share within Jamaica and for Jamaica's implementation of this project to potentially be a best practice approach for other countries to follow.
We hope that trainings like this really equip the professionals that would respond with the skills that they need. This training is critically important to bring together those that are practitioners in social protection and disaster risk management, because these are the frontline professionals that are going to be brought to bear in the event that a large-scale response is required.